Hey Taurus, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. If I don't catch your wavelength here, go check another placement, one of your other major placements. Wow, I went off script and now I have no idea what I'm saying. But it is like, take what works and leave what doesn't. Like, don't shoehorn anything into your life. And Empress Rose said this, so it must fit. These are general. These are very general. So let's see here. We're starting with the Oracle decks to get an intuitive vibe of where we're going, and then we'll move on to a more traditional tarot spread. I'm using the Crow Tarot today. Anything else for Taurus, or is that it? It's fine if it's it, because this can go a little long. Okay, that's it. We're shutting. The deck is closed. Oh, we did get 4. A little surprise, though. Ooh, here's your surprise. Expect powerful change. I like this. A sense of expectation, powerful change. Something's going to change. It's not going to be minor. It's not going to be unnoticeable. This is a new moon eclipse. So it's the new of the new of the new of the new. And something's changing. Expect powerful change. Oh my goodness, what excitement here. A fiery climax approaches. That might have been me going, no. A fiery climax approaches. So something exciting happening and bringing in a lot of change. Exciting good, exciting bad. We don't know. We'll see what else we have here. But fiery climax approaches and expect powerful change. So something coming in, ramming its way into your life, because we got our little full moon in Aries ram. So it's going to be really clear what the exciting thing is. These are not a subtle set of cards. This is not like, oh yeah, maybe that's what she was talking about. This is like, you'll know it. You'll know it when you see it. It's going to be exciting and it's going to bring a lot of changes to your life. We also have a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. So this is talking about, so the new moons to me talk about heading a direction where we're not 100% sure what the outcome is going to be, which is pretty much everything all the time. But this is just not quite knowing what effect you're going to have on your environment and on the people around you, but thinking about what you bring to the situations, feeling about what you bring to the situation, how you what you give. And it's something having to do with time is important in this one, and it's about what you're bringing to a situation, what you bring, and thinking about what you bring. Could be attitude, could be tone, could be skills, could be a lot of things, but it's time for you to give back. You may be teaching something, you may be helping somebody, but you're bringing something into the equation, and it could be very concrete like skills, or it could be something more like an attitude. And it could be just a time to think about what it is. If you're having a situation and having a difficulty with something, think about the part you play in that. And that's not to say that other people's behavior is your fault and you created it. That is just to say that every situation that we're in, we bring something to it. We bring our own energy. We bring our own vibe. We bring ourselves to it. And so this is just being very cognizant and, dare I say, mindful about what you're bringing to a situation, understanding what you're bringing to a situation, understanding that every time you enter a room, you change the energy, literally just change the energy in the room, quite like on a physics level, but also spiritually and psyche and whatever. So just being cognizant and aware of what you bring to every situation, every conversation, every event in your life. For some reason, like just thinking about that and being aware of that and being intentional about that could possibly create this exciting, powerful change in your life. Actually, yeah, of course it would. Of course it would. All right, Taurus. So that's being highlighted for you right now. Even though, that's always true, what you bring to a situation can change it. For some reason, it's being very explicitly highlighted for you right now. And I want to look at the bottom of the deck today. Strength. Taming the inner beast. Oh, and this with a time to taming the inner beast, having the inner strength, having patience, and working with your wilder energies within. All right, Taurus, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, to-do lists, and possible outcome. Okay, so remember your last reading? That last card was a bit of a plot twist. Well, it looks like you're in we got that same card as your current situation. You're in the middle of the plot twist now. I just wasn't expecting it last time, so we'll see. And it's fun. I do like the unexpected. Like, well, you're expecting powerful change, but I do like the unexpected. I like good surprises, not bad surprises. Right? As everybody. 6 of Swords. You walked away from something. Something was too difficult, too painful. Not like you're weak and so you walked away from it. I'm thinking Simone Biles right now. Just that strength to walk away from something that just was not right. She knew it wasn't right. She knew it wasn't right for her. And just to be able to say no for something. So you quit something. Quitting takes a lot of strength, especially on that big stage there. The world stage. The strength to go away from what harms you, what hurts you, what's not working out for you, what's no longer for you, leaving that in the past, and just moving on, come what may. I don't even care. I'm just moving on. If there are ramifications for this, whatever. This is so awful to me that I'm moving on. This is typically my and then. What's interesting is that this harkens back to in this artist's other deck, the Urban Crow Tarot. I mean, not Tarot, Oracle. There's a thing called Ghost, and it leaves this. It's basically very similar to this. The crow is leaving, and he's leaving something behind. And he doesn't care, right? And Ghost is about releasing things from our past, releasing things that no longer fit. Something no longer fits and you're moving forward. To me, it's almost the same card as this one. Something no longer fits for you, and to keep bringing it into the future and keep sticking with it doesn't make a lot of sense because it just doesn't belong here anymore. Its time came, its time went, who knows what its purpose was, but it's time to let it go. So this is a little bit of the same vibe I'm getting, simply because in that other one, he also leaves feathers behind. So there's spring up ahead, there's growth up ahead, but you've had to leave some sort of winter behind. You quit something wasn't working for you. It's great. I think quitting is honestly a superpower, and to stick with something when it's not working for you is a tragedy. It's a waste of time. No, if I were still putting all my effort into gymnastics and didn't quit when I was 7, I'd just be flailing around. I mean, I'd probably have improved, but I would have hated every minute of my life since. It was not for me. So anyway, leaving something behind, moving forward. There's spring ahead. You don't know exactly when, you don't know exactly how, but you know that this isn't for you, and you quit something. Because it wasn't for you. So when something isn't for us and we quit it, that is power. And when something is for us and we quit because we've lost faith in ourselves, that's a different thing. So there's 2 forms at least of quitting, and this is the empowered quitting. In your current situation, you have the Lovers, choices and decisions. Something has captured your heart, captured your imagination, and there's a sense here of, are you going to go towards what you love, or are you going to be afraid? Are you going to fuel your life and make your decisions out of fear? It looks like you don't have to. You already have experience in making decisions not based on fear, but on decisions based on what you love and what brings you to life and makes you feel good. So there's decision time here. I like the way she depicts this card because you see the duality. You see sunshine, bright clarity on one hand. You see a dark night on the other hand. You see a snake, you see a heart. Where are we turning our attention? What are we going to focus on? On the surface, maybe both options look the same, but part of us wants to go into something that wants to hide away from our heart and our true desires. They're scary. We're having sort of a fear of life thing. And the other part of us wants to veer directly towards this thing that brings us life. And so it's just there's a matter of focus. What do you want to focus on? There's a couple different options here, and one of them really has your heart and really makes you feel alive and wonderful, and one of them might make you feel tired, make you feel like you want to go to sleep, make you feel, but it seems logical, it makes sense, but it's not. It doesn't bring you to life. It doesn't excite you. So not every decision is like that, but this is one of them that is. So you're faced with sort of a choice, fork in the road. A fork in the road between two options. They almost look identical, except how you feel about them is very different. In your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape, we have 3 of Pentacles. Team. You're hoping for teamwork, hoping to work with others. It looks like there's like a harvest going on here. And there's some sort of needing a foundation, needing some assistance, needing to stand on the shoulders of others, needing the work of others in order to achieve what you want to achieve. You need other people here supporting you, and then hopefully that's a mutual support. So it's all, and there's a learning from others. Again, there's a sense of learning from something, a time to give rather than take. This could be building on. So you're hopeful to build on other people's work, right? And hopefully it's like a mutual thing. But you're hopeful to build on other people's work. Other people have laid a foundation, and you want to, and standing on their shoulders. But this is also encouraging you to not just take from this teamwork, but make sure you're giving to the team as well. But in this one, the way she depicts this really looks like, somebody else has gone before you and sort of made this path. You're traveling the path and able to achieve what you want to achieve because of the work others are doing. And so there's a sense here of wanting that teamwork. And then I see this, make sure you're cognizant and intentional about what you're bringing to the team, right? So, but there is like wanting a team, wanting to work with other people, maybe with different skill sets, with stuff that you can learn from them, and you can build off of that, and you can grow off of that, and you can really achieve something that you want to achieve, but you need the teamwork. So you need a team in order to do that. So that's what the 3 of Pentacles is talking about. In the reverse, what's at issue here is 10 of Pentacles. You have not achieved success yet. There's not been success here. You've been unsuccessful so far. This is good when it comes to the lovers thing, because if you've made decisions based on fear or something like that, not having experienced success, having operated from something, having not experienced success, you have a lot less resistance to trying something a different way. Whereas people that have experienced a lot of success doing something one way, and then they realize, for whatever reason, life brings some challenges that have to be met a different way. There's a lot of resistance, inner psychological resistance, to trying to do things a different way, because their mind's like, no, but we've always been successful doing it this way. We're successful. Whereas if you haven't been successful, you're a little more malleable. You're a little more like, let's try something else here, because this hasn't been successful doing it this way. So I don't have really a lot of reason to continue doing it this way because it's not worked out for me. So being very successful can actually cause some rigidity in thinking of like, well, I've always done it this way. This is how I got to where I am today. The next step may require totally different skills, but it can be hard to readjust and recalibrate to that because your brain's just like, why are we doing something different? This has worked. But something hasn't worked here at all. You haven't been successful. You haven't reaped the rewards. There's just a sense of not having either no work was put in or work was put in and no rewards. But there's just been something that you've worked on for a really long time that hasn't been rewarding. You haven't seen the fruits of your labors. You're still having to work at it. You can't, maybe there's a sense of wanting to sit back and rest on your laurels. Like, I did that, I'm done, the work is done, we're done. But you can't. The work is ongoing, the rewards aren't coming in, but there's work to do. Maybe this is why you're looking for a team to sort of give you that sense of having some wind at your back, some support underneath you, some sense that you're going to be able to achieve the goals. Because when we've worked for a long time at something and haven't seen a lot of rewards, it can start to feel very discouraging, and it's always nice to find a team and other people to help us, give us that wind at our back, you know, like cleaning together. If you're doing all the cleaning, it can get like a grind, but if you come home and somebody has cleaned something, it can give you a second wind and make you feel like, okay, this can happen. We can do this. We can actually keep this place clean. So there's something like that is what I'm seeing here, is this longing for maybe a little assistance, a little bit of teamwork to help you achieve what you want to achieve, but because you haven't seen success, not the way you wanted to, not the way you thought it was going to come in. In your environment, you have King of Cups. You have somebody here that's male or female. This isn't you, this is somebody in your environment. Very emotionally mature. This could even be a therapist, like, that you're looking for that support, for that that sort of leveling up through working with other people, through the labors of others. So this person is very emotionally stable. Things can be really falling apart. There can be a lot of tumult around them, and yet they're able to remain very zen. This could be someone who's in charge, maybe an executive, maybe a leader of some kind. They might have a lot of power in the situation. And not only do they have a lot of power, but they're just very emotionally mature. They have a lot of emotional power and a strong connection to their own emotions. And it's like, okay, there can be a lot of stuff going on out here, but this person is very aware of how to handle themselves, and they're aware of what's going on. They're not, their emotional stability doesn't come from not understanding the tumult, not understanding the issues. They're very aware of them. They're just aware of what they even in their position of leadership, they're aware of what they can and cannot control. What they can't control is the environment. What they can control is themselves. And by control, I don't mean tamp down and dictate our own emotions to ourselves. I mean, like, feel the emotions and make clear, rational decisions and good decisions, and also intuitive, but good decisions about how to respond to what's going on in the environment. A lot of maturity here. It's interesting because I feel like it's like the same situation that you quit something, which is fine. We quit. It's healthy to quit, especially the Six of Swords. It can be good to quit something and leave it behind. It's like the same situation, but this person is a lot less bothered by it than you were. This person is because everyone has different levels of I don't want to call it strength, because quitting is strength, can be strength. But everyone just has different levels of what they're willing to put up with. And just because something doesn't bother them, that may be because that situation doesn't trigger them. The situation triggers you, but it doesn't trigger them. Maybe other things they're not able to handle quite as well as you would handle. But it's like this person has been where you were and figured out how to cope and deal with the situation. And that doesn't make them better or worse than you. It just means that they have wisdom about something that you may need. In your to-do list, you have the Chariot. So moving forward. Okay. Maybe this is something you wanted to move away from. And someone here is here to advise you on how to, if you can't exactly move away from it, how to figure out how to, in a way, conquer it or rule it, or or move through it with a lot of inner peace, not being ruffled by the environment, not having your feathers ruffled by everything that's by sudden storms and difficulties. This person has a lot of wisdom for you. And not that you weren't wise. You were wise given the skill set that you had and what you were dealing with. You were very wise to leave the situation behind. But maybe there's a situation still called to you. Maybe you need to reach out to somebody who, make them part of your team, so to speak, that knows how to stay in the center of the storm without allowing the storm to come within them. Chariot, this one's very clear about movement, moving forward. We have laurels here, like victory laurels and intuition. Some clouds, so that you're not moving forward in total clarity. You don't know exactly where you're going, but you're building something here in your life. You're building some sort of structure in your life, and you're making a move towards it. The chariot is obviously about movement. We could call it the car or the airplane. You might be going on a trip. You might be going somewhere. So this is saying go there, go to the place. So either this is like making a move in your life to move some part of your life forward, or actually traveling, going actually someplace that calls to you. Be cognizant as you go someplace, be cognizant of what you bring to someplace, right? And the strength, I feel like this King of Cups can teach you something about strength, about withstanding some kind of situation. And your possible outcome, Ace of Wands. Ooh, a new creative beginning. I feel like you guys are always getting this Ace of Wands. A new creative beginning in something. Or maybe you aren't, I don't know. A new path opens up. So you go somewhere, it's almost like the path appears to you as you travel it. There's like a way through something, and you can suddenly see it and you're inspired by it. A way into the city, a way into the heart of something. This can be a new creative project. This can be a new something surprising. But it opens up. This path opens up. Something new comes in and it opens up. So you're going to go on your little trip, or you're going to make a move, and it's like the path starts opening up as you move towards it, right? It's like, who would expect to go on a road trip and be able to see the entire road laid out before them? We know, one, the plan is just not shaped like that. That's really not in the cards. As long as you're here, that's not going to be in the cards. Two, what would the fun of that be? Like, oh my God, I feel bored just thinking about it. So the part of the path opens up to you as you make this move, as you go someplace, and it could be this very exciting and very interesting. But something opens up to you, a new project, a new idea. And you're very inspired. You become very inspired, but you have to go somewhere, make a move, take a road trip. But it's not like, it's not like a racetrack. It's not a racetrack. It's a meandering road trip. Not necessarily meandering. You can go 90 miles an hour through Montana if you want. Like, it's a road trip. It's not necessarily not exciting. It's not meandering. You can go fast at times, but it's not as predictable as a racetrack, as just an oval where you just go around and around and around and around and around that. There's a new path opening up here, but you've got to get moving, and it opens up as you move towards it. So I hope that was helpful for you, Taurus. Thank you for your likes, subscribes, and comments, and I'll see you guys in a fortnight.